O Demacia aqui, ó, bonitinho pra vocês, ó. Pra ajudar meus viewers, né? Aprende, tá, Chacotório? Eu tenho inglês, guys, mas, pô, por que eu não fazer, né?
Hey everyone, I'm Paul, aka Pabro.
Bizarro isso, né? Tipo, o League of Legends Brasil tem a legenda em português, mas o inglês não tem a legenda em português. Ou why, mas... Vamos lá, guys. Deixa eu ver esse vídeo aqui.
Hey everyone, I'm Paul, aka Pabro.
And I'm Andre, also known as Medler. Welcome to Season 1 of 2026.
We're back to talk more about some of the things we have coming this season, as well as a little bit about some plans later in 2026 and beyond.
First though, let's quickly recap what you can expect when you log in tomorrow.
Então, estamos vendo um vídeo do passado. Era pro futuro, que é o agora.
Whether you're playing ranked, norms, or swift play, you're in for some changes. Right off the bat, in those queues, you'll be hitting your first minions faster as we increase speeds in champ select and the first minion and jungle spawns. We also adjusted some gameplay systems, like Phalites for expanded temporary warding zones, 9 new and returning items, and a new demolish-like mechanic on towers called Crystalline Overgrowth.
We've streamlined some objectives as well.
Amei tudo, Riot Games. Por favor, não parem de acertar. Pelo amor de Deus, essa zoninha de ward aí foi da hora também. Tiraram aquelas rosas. Eu não era...
And we've made the remaining epic objectives, like Baron and Dragons, a bit stronger. Finally, we're also adding a unique role quest to top, mid, and bot lane, similar to the jungle and support quests, which are also getting some upgrades. Each lane will progress on those quests by killing minions, taking towers, killing enemies, or helping take down neutral objectives. And then once complete, these quests will grant rewards based off your position. That means an increased level cap and free teleport spell for top laners, tier 3 boots and empowered recall for mid, or more gold and a 7th item slot.
Antes, quando eu tinha visto isso a primeira vez, eu não tinha gostado tanto do... Como é que é o nome? Tá sendo aí, ô rapaziada, o que vocês estão debatendo porque eu tô elogiando a Riot, não tô... Mas, vamos continuar. Eu achava que ia ser mais paia o upgrade do mid, mas eu até que gostei. Bem bom. Bom mesmo. Do AD Carry eu ainda não senti tanto impacto, porque nunca tem um AD Carry que fica full build nas solo kills, né? Todas as minhas solo kills até agora que a gente jogou acho que umas 8. Das 8, todas acabaram em menos de 25 minutos. Eu não consegui ver o potencial da missão da AD Carry, mas...
For bot.
There's a lot more in store, including a whole bunch of additional changes for Swift Play. If you want a refresher, check out the dev blogs from December that are linked in the description.
Pô, a gente tá bem...
Alright, moving on. Let's talk a bit about what you can expect going into Season 1. As we shared in December, this year we wanted to kick things off with unity, justice, and righteousness. And that means Demacia. But even more importantly, that means it's Shyvana time, y'all!
As most of you probably saw in yesterday's cinematic, she's looking pretty nifty with a new design. And after years of waiting, she's finally getting her update in Act 2 of this season. Now, aside from updated visuals for her base human and dragon forms, and of course all her skins, she's got a sort of a Dr. Mundo or Volibear level gameplay rework. At a high level, her abilities remain pretty similar, but her fighting kit details and gameplay feel are meaningfully updated.
We really wanted to focus on connecting her two forms better throughout her kit. One of the clearest connections for that is her ult. Shyvana still gains fury when using abilities and taking down champions, cannons, and monsters. When she has enough fury, she can cast her ult to transform into an actual dragon this time and breathe down fire on everyone in
Louco.
Into an actual dragon this time and
No. É o que eu falei, guys. A Shyvana era muito pouco valorizada, né? Enaltecida. E todo boneco que tem dragão, essa parada mística de dragão, ele é muito... Então não faz sentido a Shyvana ser fraca. Imagina tu tá jogando teamfight, do nada uma Shyvana no teu time passa por cima de tu assim, tando com... Isso é louco!
Breathe down fire on everyone in her path.
Another part of her kit that's pretty similar to now is her passive. Shyvana will gain defensive stats and max fury for taking down champions, cannons, and neutral monsters. Build-wise, we wanted to preserve her ability to be played both as a bruiser or as a mage. That said though, in
Gosto
terms
de
of
ela
a core
mago.
champion theme, we want her bruiser build to be the primary choice. It's the most natural feeling one for most games. So we're going to be prioritizing that a bit over being a poke mage.
Nice,
We want to
gosto
save the
disso.
rest of her kit for her full reveal in Act 2, and we can't wait to see what you all
não,
think when you get
véi.
your hands or claws on her in a few patches. Summoner's Rift has a
eu
Demacia-themed
queria ver.
reskin with Petricite towers, gold-winged accents, and a few Easter eggs. There will also be a handful of motion comics throughout the season that will follow up on some of the moments from the season start cinematic.
Outside
Legal,
of that, we also have a
quadrinho.
metagame that will be live tomorrow called Demacia Rising. We're trying something different this time with a metagame that evolves over the course of the season, with updates coming out at
Legal
regular
isso.
intervals. In Demacia Rising, you'll experience the rise of the Kingdom of Demacia through the eyes of a young Lux.
Meu Deus! Sabe como é que vai ser? Aqueles jogos de fazendinha, tá ligado? Ó, aqui, ó. A comida, 13 de 13. Aí você tem a madeira, pedra e a barra de ferro. Então você vai poder construir a cidadezinha, bonitinho. Os recursozinhos. Oh, massa, mano. Massa, massa, massa demais. Olha aqui, ó. O negocinho e tal. Pô, isso aqui é da hora. Eu adoro jogo assim. Adoro, adoro. Adoro jogo assim. Massa. Bem Age of Empires mesmo. Assim, mano.
Demacia Rising, you'll experience the rise of the Kingdom of Demacia through the eyes of a young Lux.
Eu gostei bastante aquele jogo de cartas também, que era do Atacan. Só que foi o que eles falaram. Eu senti que não tinha progressão. Achei que era muito parado. Muito loop. Se eles conseguirem renovar toda atualização, vai ser bem da hora, mano. É, o
As she gets
Balatro.
lessons in history,
mesmo,
politics,
cara,
and
tá-
military strategy from her aunt, Tiana Crownguard.
You'll help take Demacia from its humble beginnings as a single small settlement to a beautiful, shiny nation. In Demacia Rising, you'll collect resources, unlock research, and recruit champions to grow your kingdom, all while fighting off invaders and suppressing threats
Caralho.
from within.
Now, we took a lot of learnings from previous metagames, and we wanted to make sure you could play the way you wanted to, rather than needing to, say, dedicate 15 to 30 minutes at a time when engaging with a metagame like this. This time, you can spend as much or as little time as you want building and managing your cities, and you'll be able to complete fights through auto-battling. Now, if you choose to spend more time playing, though, you'll be rewarded with some bonus Battle Pass XP.
And finally, outside of
Oh, da hora.
Demacia-related things coming this season, we also
da
wanted
hora.
to take a moment to discuss ARAM Mayhem. It's been an incredibly popular mode since it came out last year. Tons of you have been playing it, and you've been telling us a lot about how much fun you're having with all the wacky augments. So, it's going to be sticking around for a while longer.
We're also working on a larger update to ARAM Mayhem that will come out in patch 26.3.
Eu joguei acho que uma vez esse Aram da Desordem. Mas falaram bem dele,
Outside
mano.
of thematic changes, we have another change that we're trialing in some regions starting tomorrow. Last year, we were working on really addressing game running behavior, things like inting and griefing. And we have some other improvements to cut down on dodging and lobby trolling. Like removing the ability to ban your ally's hovered champion or making it so that autofill persists through dodges.
We have another body of work that pairs with those two efforts, lobby hostage intervention. Right now, there isn't a good way for us to take immediate action on bad actors who hold lobbies hostage by threatening to run it down or just to play something that doesn't work. Either you or someone else is forced to dodge, or you have to play the game out, which means more often than not, it ends in a loss. And while the perpetrator gets punished and you get some LP refunded, your time isn't.
So, starting tomorrow in some
legal isso aí.
regions, you'll be able to terminate lobbies that are held hostage by bad actors. We've been running some tests on live servers for some time now, using your lobby reports to refine the system.
Pô, que da
We
hora,
have high
cara.
confidence in our day one accuracy. We're not going to explain exactly how this works, because we don't want said bad actors to try and find ways around the system. But we are going to look at a variety of triggers. Things like, text intention. If somebody says, I'm going to run it down, we're actually going to trust them on that one. Or if they're doing something like taking ghost cleanse on a champ in a lane they never play, same deal.
The lobby
Caralho. O da hora. Cara, tem muita gente que, sei lá, mostra a listar de Ghost e Cleanse e você sabe que o cara vai trollar, tá ligado? Ou vai dar dodge no último segundo. Então você chega lá. Seria legal se você pudesse dar Pode dizer. Seria legal se os 4 pessoas pudessem votar pra quicar o cara e o cara ser penalizado. Entende o que eu quero dizer? Tipo, você vai lá, vê que o cara tá fazendo isso, aí tu vota. Aí inicia uma votação. Aí os outros 3, né? Tu vota que o cara tem que ser quicado. Aí os outros 3 votam em sim ou não, entendeu? Como se fosse um surrender. E aí se os 3 votarem em sim, aí o cara é quicado. E o lobby, né, é desfeito. Vai ser legal isso aqui, velho. Vai ser bem legal, mano. É uma forma deles conseguirem identificar mais fácil sem ser só a Riot ter que fazer algo. Os jogadores também têm que votar ali, sabe? Coitado do Bob, vai ser. Vai acabar as ciências do Bob com isso. Felizmente, guys. Meu Deus. Acabar as ciências do Jukes aí.
Copy is terminated, you'll be returned to the queue, similar to how it works now when someone dodges. If you enjoy playing viable off-meta picks, don't need to worry about it. We still want experimentation to thrive
isso aí é
in
do...
League, so we'll be closely monitoring how the system works with manual reviews. We'll be rolling out these changes to all regions slowly to ensure that it remains high accuracy.
Okay, and with all that said, we're now going to hand things over to Riot Hylia and 100 Piece Nuggets, and they'll talk a bit about some of the skins we have coming out this season.
Aqui, ó. O que vocês mais gostam aí, guys? Aqui, ó.
Hi everyone, I'm A Million Piece Nuggets.
And I'm Riot Hylia. New year, same us. We're back to talk to y'all about skins, art, and who's going to be hitting the Rift in Season 1.
As Pabro and Medler said in December, we're going to have a mix of Demacian and non-Demacian skins to liven
Aí o
things up
dinheiro
this
de
season.
vocês pra onde vai, guys?
So, for
Seus
both our
trouxa.
grab bag skins and our larger lineups, we're reviving some beloved thematics as well as doing some totally new ones.
Starting off strong, next patch will have skins for all our fellow anime lovers. First up, we have Battle Academia Briar and Samira, alongside our new stylized take on mecha anime with a skin for Ornn and a new legendary skin for Galio.
I am so excited for Aegis Frame Galio. The team's done an amazing job, and he is looking so cool in game.
So good.
He's done an amazing job, and he is
Eu vou jogar de Galio Optimus Prime. Eu vou jogar de Galio Optimus Prime, quer vocês queiram ou não. O pai vai estar com o Galio Optimus Prime.
looking so cool in game.
So good.
I can't wait.
Foda-se.
Oh, and of course, we'll also be celebrating Lunar Rebel this year. When we were deciding what skins to make, we had a few different ideas. We could bring back something that we haven't done in a while, or we could try something new entirely. And honestly, we couldn't decide, so...
Why not both?
Yep.
Firecracker will be returning this year, bringing a fun, celebratory, and upbeat style to the holiday, with lots of, well,
Eu gosto, velho.
firecrackers.
Firecrackers. And then
Fogo
we'll
de
have a new
artifício é uma
thematic that we're calling
boa,
Petals
boa
of
linha,
Spring
velho.
that we made in collaboration with Wild Rift. Petals of Spring was inspired by the beautiful elegance of plum blossoms against snowy fields. We really wanted something that could herald the new season of spring with that high beauty, just to make sure we had some tonal contrast from the fun of Firecracker.
But if you're looking for something a little goofier,
Ei,
don't
tá
worry.
bonito,
We
tá
have
lindo
some
isso
pretty
aqui.
unhinged ideas for April Fools this year.
We certainly do. Like last year, we
Bonito.
aren't going with a single
lindos.
overarching theme for April Fools, and instead, we're making skins based on what works well for each champion. And we were inspired by a pretty wide range of things, like balloon animals, pugs,
Sonks.
to name a few.
Later in Act 2, we'll see a darker side
Quem vai jogar de Sejuani montada no Pug? Com a língua pra fora. Não é possível, velho. Vocês realmente comprariam essa aqui, velho? Do Pug? A Sejuani montada num Pug? Não, né? Tá sacanagem. Esse skin aqui é o... Mano, é a Cavaleiro do Apocalipse, mano. Não é possível, guys. Que isso aí? Isso aqui é true maquiavélico, mano.
Pugs,
Carinha desse Pug, mano. E a boquinha assim pra fora, mano.
sonks.
to name a
É
few.
impossível, velho.
Later in Act 2, we'll see a darker side of Demacia with a new set of skins. And we've also got a totally new thematic we're introducing for First Stand this year.
It's a brand new take on the established Road Warrior theme, where we're reimagining it in a supernaturally fueled, engine-powered fantasy with more edge, leather, chrome, and maybe a little bit of werewolves?
Just a little bit.
Just enough, yeah.
All right, outside of regular skin drops, we wanted to take a moment to discuss some lists. So first, prestige skins.
Prestige Mother Morgana will be out tomorrow.
Oh,
And then
man,
later
já
this
tava na hora,
season,
não?
Sona and Mordekaiser will also be receiving prestige skins.
Outside of prestige skins, we also have a mythic variant for Aurelian Soul coming next patch, and later this season, Master Yi will be getting one as well.
And finally, let's talk about Exalted
Masteria,
skins.
Aurelion?
Last year we mentioned that Viego would be receiving one, and then that he was delayed. But now it's finally time. Next patch, Revenant Rain Viego will come to the Sanctum.
We worked with a ton of Viego mains to talk about what the ultimate Viego experience is, and it became pretty obvious. Killing your enemies and taking over their bodies.
Oh, and having a huge sword.
Right,
Yeah.
his sword.
Yeah, iconic. Yeah.
So with that in mind, we narrowed in on a combination of those two things. So Revenant Rain Viego collects swords from his enemies, gaining power and unique visual effects for every class of enemy he possesses.
There are a ton of cool moments and features in the skin that we cannot wait for y'all to see. So,
Peraí. Cada pessoa que morrer do lado do Viego vai sair uma cor diferente? Ou sei lá, o vermelho é de assassino. O azul é de mago. De verde, sei lá, de tanque ou de healer.
Enemies, gaining power
Caralho.
and unique visual effects for every class of enemy he possesses.
there are a ton of cool moments
Deve
and
ser
features
lindo
in
isso
the
aqui,
skin
velho.
that we cannot wait for y'all to see. So, keep your eyes peeled for the trailer that drops later today.
And finally,
Taylor.
we wanted to let you know that the Victoria skin this season will be everyone's favorite mustachioed muscle man, Braum. As a reminder, you can get the skin at any rank as long as you play enough games.
All right, well, that's it for us. We'll hand things over to the
Brown
esports team who've got
Stucky.
some updates on their plans for the year.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll be back soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Pô, a Riot sabe fazer skin, né, guys? A Riot sabe vender, né, guys?
Hi everyone.
Nossa
I'm
senhora, eu
Waylon,
compraria,
head of
velho.
International Publishing
Foda-se.
and Esports.
And I'm Chris, head of League of Legends Esports.
We're
Maioria
incredibly
das coisas que
excited
eles
to
falaram.
welcome you to the start of the 2026 League of Legends Esports season.
2025 was a historic year for us, filled with unforgettable storylines, big changes to the format, and incredible competition. And of course, a huge congratulations once again to T1, who made history by becoming the first team ever to win 3 consecutive World Championships. What an unbelievable
Ficativo?
accomplishment for them and for all the fans who followed their journey.
Now,
É
as we turn
verdade,
the
ganhou
page to a
seguido,
new
velho.
year, we're ready to kick off another incredible season. One that builds on everything we've learned, celebrates our global community, and continues pushing LoL Esports forward. Let's
Então ganhou
dive
3
into what's
seguidos, velho.
ahead for 2026 and some key updates shaping the future of LoL Esports.
And what better way to begin the season than with our first global event of the year, First Stand. From March 16th to the 22nd, we'll be bringing First Stand to Sao Paulo, Brazil at the Riot Games Arena.
São
Brazil has
Paulo!
always been home to some of the most passionate fans in the world, and we couldn't be more excited to bring this
Let's
event
go,
to the heart
guys.
of CBLOL country. With the LCS and CBLOL returning as independent leagues, the competition will now feature 8 teams battling for early season dominance and regional pride. We'll be welcoming 2 teams from the
Eu vou te banir,
LCK,
Chacotão.
2 from the LPL, and 1 each from the LEC, LCS, CBLOL, and LCP.
Calma. 2 da LCK e 2 da LPL. Uma do CBLOL, uma da LEC.
Every match will be best of 5, which means more games, more silver scrapes, and more opportunities for teams to show their skill, adaptability, and their creativity under pressure.
And that's just the beginning of what's ahead for our
That's good.
2026 global events. After First Stand wraps up in Brazil, we'll head into the Mid-Season Invitational, hosted this year in Daejeon, South Korea, marking the first time
do
we've ever
Sul,
brought
mano.
MSI to this incredible city. We'll have more to share on the venue soon, but we couldn't be more excited
Worlds
to
vai
bring
ser
one
onde,
of our
guys?
biggest international events to a new stage in South Korea. And
Cara,
as we
sempre
head
na
into
Coreia
the
do
new
Sul,
season,
cara.
in the wake of the success of Fearless, we're continuing to refine how League is played at the highest level. We've been exploring an improvement to side selection in order to give players and teams more agency in the draft.
Yeah, so after detailed discussions with regional leagues, pro teams, and our gameplay team, we've decided to decouple side selection and draft order through a new approach we're calling First Selection. Here's how it works. Teams who previously had the right of side selection will now have the right of first selection. That means they can choose either which side to play
Pô,
on,
isso é
blue or red,
doideira, hein?
or whether to pick first or second in the draft. Once that choice is made, their opponent can choose the other. So, if Team A chooses to play on blue side, Team B gets to decide whether they're going to draft first or second. Or, if Team A chooses to draft first, then Team B gets to decide which side they'll play on.
Isso é muito
This
doido.
decoupling gives
Isso
pro
vai mudar
teams more
muita
strategic
coisa.
flexibility to shape their approach based on their comfort, their preparation, their opponent scouting, whatever. rather than having to rely on the baked-in advantage that is tied to color.
And
Muito
our
bom
goal
da
here is
Riot.
simple.
Muito
We
bom da
want to
Riot.
empower teams to make
Muito
meaningful
bom.
choices that reflect their strategies and preparation, while also helping to mitigate side imbalance through competitive decision-making rather than through hard-coded advantages. We consider this a minor but targeted update, one designed to
bem bom,
complement
mano.
Fearless Draft, not redefine it. We'll continue to test, monitor, and collect feedback from players and fans as the season unfolds, ensuring that this new approach
falaram se o
drives the
Fearless
right
Draft
kind of
continua?
competitive balance and depth that we're aiming for.
As we continue refining how competition evolves, it's just as important to honor the players who have shaped League Esports into what it is today. Hall of
when I
Legends will
see-
return later than usual this year, but fans can still expect its comeback ahead of Worlds 2026. We'll have more to share in the months ahead, but we can promise that our third inductee is another
Existirá?
true icon who has left an
Você acha que o
unforgettable
Fearless
mark
Draft vai
on
ser
our
pra
esports
sempre agora?
community.
Well, that's a wrap on the latest updates from LoL Esports.
Não
We're
vai
looking
mudar assim,
forward
vocês
to
acham?
another incredible year of competition, and we'll have more to share soon
Acho que uma hora
at
vai
our
enjoar,
upcoming
guys. Acho
global
que uma hora vai
events
mudar o
and
draft.
future updates.
So to every player, every team, every fan around the world, we wish you the best of luck in the 2026 season. Let's make it another year to remember for League of Legends Esports.
Before we go, we want to talk about some longer-term plans for League after 2026. We're often asked if we're going to make League of Legends 2 someday. And the answer to that has been and remains no. We've always been committed to constantly improving and updating League, from new game modes and champion updates to balancing the game every other week and so on.
There are some things, though, that do make the most sense as part of a larger bundle of changes. And with
Opa.
that in mind, we've been working on some bigger updates to League.
We're not quite ready to show you our work in progress. It's coming along well, but it's just not ready for a first look yet. We want to tell you about some of those things that, at this point, the majority of the League team are now working on.
So, for starters, we're making a brand new around game client that's fully integrated with the in-game experience, rather than being a
Quê? Hã?
Point, the majority of the League team are now working on.
So, for starters, we're making a brand new around game client.
Muita reza, guys. Muita reza. Foi muita reza. Muita fé. Muita devoção. A gente vai ter um cliente novo.
Client that's fully integrated with the in-game experience, rather than being a separate application like today.
We're also revamping Summoner's Rift with entirely new visuals and a bit of new gameplay.
Plus some changes to runes and how you make some pre-game choices.
And we're overhauling the new player experience so that once we're done, it should be the best time ever to get your friends into League.
There is a bit more to this update than we've mentioned here, and we'll have more to share sometime later this year between MSI and Worlds. Until then, we'll still of course have regular dev updates on everything else going on.
Your love and dedication to League is what drives us to make this game better. Your voices and input are vital to League and will help shape where we go next. So as always, thank you so much for your time, your support, and just for everything. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you on the Rift.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Guys. Não é ad. Longe de ser, longe da Rita ter pago algo, né? Mas. Bizarro. Tá acertando, acertando e acertando a Riot. O que tá acontecendo, mano? O Febre? Cara, a parada do competitivo, de você poder escolher ou Blue Side, ou Red Side, ou First Pick, não sei o que, certo? O LoL ser mais rápido, a Champions Select ser mais rápido, você poder banir o cara vai tomar ban se o cara estiver trollando na Champions Select, deixava muita gente irritada. Cliente novo, um cliente completamente novo, o que tá acontecendo? Mano, eles estão... Literalmente, eles pegaram tudo que tinha de ruim, que todo mundo comentava e todo mundo achava ruim. Duo de volta no Mestre Mais. Parece que eles consertaram um por um. Estão consertando um por um, um por um, por um, por um, por um, por um. Que isso, velho? Parabéns, Riot Games. Parabéns, Riot Games, mano. Parabéns. Verdade mesmo, mano.